Matrixx and Rhodes Show fans, we are back with another video, and R. Kelly's reign of terror is now officially over. R. Kelly has been a creep. We have known this for the better part of 30 years. I remember back in the early 1990s, there was all of these rumblings about R. Kelly. I remember he was actually married to Aaliyah. He's a grown man, and she was 15 years old. This was not right. But finally, folks, R. Kelly, as you can see here, sentenced to 30 years in prison following sex trafficking conviction. R. Kelly was convicted on all charges in his racketeering sex trafficking trial. This is like a life sentence pretty much for him, because Robert Kelly, his real name, is 55 years old. This man will remain in prison till he's 85 years old. Let's read some of this, guys. R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison Wednesday after being convicted of racketeering and sex trafficking. U.S. District Attorney Judge Ann Donnelly imposed the sentence on Kelly and ordered him to pay a $100,000 fine after nearly a 3-hour hearing. Kelly did not address the court. The victims held hands while the sentence was read, and Kelly had no apparent reaction because he knows his reign of terror is over. Quote, although sex was certainly a weapon that you use, this is not a case about sex. It's a case about violence, cruelty, and control, Judge Donnelly told him during the sentencing. Kelly's lawyer, Jennifer Bojan, said they look forward to the appeal. Of course they're going to appeal. 30 years is like life for him, she said. She also emphasized he is, quote, not a predator. Yes, he is. He is clearly a predator. 7 of Kelly's victims gave impact statements during the sentencing hearing. Quote, you made me do things that broke my spirit. I literally wish I would die because of how low you made me feel. One woman told the Grammy-winning multi-platinum selling singer. Do you remember that? Another woman, sobbing and sniffing as she spoke, said Kelly's conviction restored her faith in the legal system. Quote, I once lost hope, she said, addressing the court and prosecutors, but you restored my faith. The woman said Kelly victimized her after she went to a concert when she was 17. This man is pathetic. Quote, I was afraid, naive, and didn't know how to handle the situation, she said. So she didn't speak up at the time. Silence, she said. It is a very lonely place. The I Believe I Can Fly singer was convicted on 1 count of racketeering. The racketeering included 14 underlying acts of sexual exploitation with a child, kidnapping, robbery, and sex trafficking charges. R. Kelly was also convicted on 8 violations of the Mann Act. The legislation makes it illegal to transport people across state lines for immoral purposes. The trial lasted 6 weeks. Prosecutors had argued that Kelly should receive at least 25 years in prison for his conviction. Kelly uses fame, money, and popularity to systematically, prey upon children and young women for his own sexual gratification, prosecutors wrote in the filing. He continued his crimes and avoided punishment for them for almost 30 years and must be held to account, prosecutors wrote. Kelly's lawyers had argued he should get no more than 10 years in prison because he had a traumatic childhood, not buying that, involving severe, prolonged child sexual abuse, poverty, and violence. As an adult with literacy deficiencies, the star was, quote, repeatedly defrauded and financially abused, often by the people he paid to protect him, his lawyer said. Well, I do not care. R. Kelly is exactly where he belongs, in prison. Will he actually live to 85? I don't know, man. But this man has always been a despicable human being. I was never really a big R. Kelly fan anyway, from his music. I believe I Can Fly was a big hit from Space Jam, but this dude was always a creep to me. And now he is going exactly where he deserves to be, to prison. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Matrixx and Rhodes Show fans, let's stick about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.